Chosen one, you just made someone a laughingstock after they tried joking on your name, and the room turned on them instantly. This season protects your reputation with precision. You were meant to be the joke. They became the lesson. Your protection didn't shout, it revealed. Let them remember this moment. Speaking lightly about you costs more than they imagine today onward. Your name carries divine protection during this time. Anybody who tries to speak against your name may end up choking before they can even get the words out. And for some of you, that is exactly what happened. Somebody tried to speak on your name, and whatever they were consuming at that moment, whether it was a piece of gum, whether they were chewing some food, whether they were drinking some water, they ended up choking on it. The words got stuck in their throat closed up. Physical consequences manifested immediately. For some of you, it became an entire scene where everything had to stop. The gathering had to acknowledge that someone was choking. Are you okay? Put your arms up. People were looking around in concern. Individuals had to get up from their seats. Someone had to perform the Heimlich maneuver, like literally in the middle of trying to say something about you. This person almost took themselves out. The irony was not lost on anyone who was present. Chew your food next time. Calm down. Focus on what is actually in front of you, instead of concerning yourself with someone who is not even in the room. What I am seeing is that somebody was trying to tell your business. Somebody thought they had the tea on you. And this information could have potentially made people look at you weird, or different or something. Either this business was not meant for others to know, or it was completely made up, fabricated, pure lies. And no, we are not doing that this season. You are not going to lie on chosen ones. You are not going to spread business that does not belong to you. That mess is going to get ripped right out of your throat. You are going to have a real hard time getting those words out. Also, the joke did not land at all. Something fell completely flat. The response was the total opposite of what they expected. And like a balloon, this person just wanted to deflate so bad. They wanted to turn into an atom and just be invisible, but that was not possible. They had to stand there, awkward, exposed, humiliated in front of everyone. An entire moment was dedicated to this specific person, where people had to stop and acknowledge what was happening. Oh no, they are choking. Are they okay? Tell them to put their arms up. Somebody made themselves a laughingstock, trying to make a joke out of you. Now, why is this important for you to know? Because people have to be careful how they speak on your name during this season. And that was the other part of this. When people talked about it and discussed it later, some individuals started whispering. You know they were getting ready to speak negatively, and that is why they started choking like that. You know that is why it got real awkward in there. For the people who witnessed the joke not landing, they looked at this individual like, we see what you tried to do. It is obvious at this point when someone is operating as a hater. It is obvious when bitterness is the real motivation. Yeah, we see it. We get it. The jealousy is showing through. The resentment is transparent. The mask has completely fallen off. Face-to-face energy came through. Say it to my face type of confrontation. Not only did this person make themselves a laughingstock, they made somebody mad in the process. Remember those side eyes that were being given? Somebody may have actually said something to them directly. Listen, why do not you just stop speaking about this person? Stop talking about them. Keep their name out of your mouth. Someone stood up for you, without you even being in the room. Someone checked this individual on your behalf, and really meant it. Also, for some of you, word might get back to you about what happened. Listen, so-and-so was telling your business. So-and-so was trying to make jokes about you. They were looking cringy. This person made themselves look crazy. But you know what? You might want to check them yourself and tell them to keep your name out of their mouth. However, whether you know about it or not, justice is already being served on your behalf. The confrontation already happened. The checking already occurred. Your reputation is already intact and standing strong. The current vibe and energy around you shows something important. You know what triggered all of this hatred. Your happiness was seen. Your smile was noticed. The sun coming out in your life was observed by others. That is why the irritation exists in them. Someone saw you happy. Somebody noticed you smiling and glowing, and this is why the gathering became an opportunity in their mind. This is why telling everybody seemed like a good idea to them. This is why making this joke felt necessary, and it did not land the way they thought it would. But this is the real reason behind their actions. You are too happy for their comfort level. You are too positive for their tolerance. You smile too much for their acceptance. Your outlook is too good for those who are stuck in negativity. When you look into your future, you see great and wonderful things ahead. You are just getting started on this journey. All that type of energy radiates from you naturally. That is really irritating to somebody who feels stuck. Some individuals feel like their best days are already done. They feel like their peak has already passed them by. So for you to keep being transformed by the renewing of your mind and stepping into a lot of happiness, especially with what is coming up for you, so much good is on the horizon. People can feel that energy radiating from you. People know that reality is manifesting for you, and attempts are being made to bring that down. But those attempts are failing miserably every single time. This is your current vibe and energy right now. Optimism flows through you. Happiness surrounds you. Positivity emanates from you. This is what you spread wherever you go. This is what you exude naturally. This is why your name keeps coming up in conversation, even when you are not around. It is just like the sun coming out after a storm. Avoidance is not possible. We all see it shining. Everyone feels the warmth. And that is the other thing too. Something is coming to light about this situation. Something is being revealed to those who were present. We see the hating now. We see the fabrication clearly. Your jealousy is showing through your actions. Your bitterness is obvious to everyone watching. The light you carry is exposing the darkness that exists in others. If this message speaks to your soul, hype this video so other chosen ones can discover it. Behind the scenes, something is happening that you do not know about yet. A messenger is coming your way soon. A little birdie is about to drop in to tell you something important. They are rolling in to give you some type of information. Some of you need to be on the lookout for your messages. Check those spam folders. Look at your direct messages. This little birdie is dropping in to bring you news about what went down. This messenger might be the person who comes to tell you something so you can check somebody if you choose to. Or this could actually be the person who already did the checking on your behalf. Either way, information is coming your way. This person is coming to tell you the news, not just the news like such and such was trying to speak on your name. They are coming to tell you about the karma that was received in real time. Yeah, they were looking real dumb in front of everyone. Yeah, they were feeling real small and embarrassed. The whole thing was really bad for them. And then this messenger might come tell you, but that is okay because nobody believed the lies anyway. Everybody gave them the side eye. People started telling them to stop it. Come on now, we see what you are doing. Or the message might be about how they started choking on their food the minute your name was coming out of their mouth. Divine intervention happened right there in front of witnesses. You know what I am saying. Somebody might come to tell you about this supernatural moment. Also, somebody might have gotten checked by somebody else who has nothing to do with you directly. You might get some news or information about how this individual does this same behavior with everybody, how this person thinks running their mouth is acceptable behavior, and then somebody actually checked them real bad, made them feel real small in front of the group, and then they are going to come tell you about it so you know what happened. There is a karma balance and truth that is happening right now. All of this is going on in the background without your involvement. People are setting the record straight for you. Karma is talking on your behalf, And it might not even be this person coming to you directly with the news. This individual could be rolling into those situations and laying down karma, like, no, that is not true because of these specific reasons. Let us pull up the social media right now and look at the facts, right there in everybody's face. Boom, the law gets laid down and truth prevails. Justice is working on your behalf in the background. You do not have to be in the room where it happens. You do not have to be anywhere around these people. You did not have to hear the conversation as it unfolded. You did not have to know what was said in that moment. Something about disguise needs to be understood here. The universe sent someone in disguise to handle this situation. This person with the big mouth thought safety existed to say and do these things. They thought they could talk freely without consequences. But the universe used a little David to take down a Goliath. The person with the big mouth, the Goliath-sized ego, got shut down by someone who is not necessarily the big dog on campus. Somebody who had the truth, and that truth was able to shut everything down completely. Somebody went in there, disguised as less threatening than they actually were. The assumption was that talking mess amongst these people was completely safe. Even younger people, or people in lesser positions, checked the boss. They checked the big dog. They really stood on business and did not back down, shut it down completely. Boom. Hush your mouth when you are talking about chosen ones like that. That was a tower moment for this individual. It was not the big moment of celebration that they had expected. It was not, yes, this is my moment. I am going to be a comedian. We are all going to laugh. It is going to be an eruption of joy. But it was not what they thought at all. Their whole world came crashing down in that moment. Remember that racing heart they felt beforehand. Remember how they got built all the way up only to be let down hard. They built that whole building up in their mind, and in a matter of seconds of running their mouth, pow, it came crashing down in front of everybody watching. Destroy, construct, reconstruct. If you are riding by this situation, you are going to see the wreckage. They cannot hide the rubble quick enough. Everybody sees it scattered around, and that is part of that karmic justice playing out. Their whole joke came crashing down around them. Their whole ego got demolished. Their self-esteem took a massive hit. It was a genuine tower moment, because instead of people laughing with them, people told them, come on, you are just a hater. Stop it. Just a bunch of lip smacks and shoulder shrugs from the audience. It did not go the way their thinking had predicted at all. Behind this tower moment, two distinct energies were at play. Temptation came first. The devil energy was whispering to them, go ahead, speak against the chosen ones, say something negative, go ahead and do it. This is your moment to shine. You are going to have your big moment of glory. This is what the dark whisper was telling them, and the trick was successful. Their heart was racing because a setup was occurring. They were taking the bait. They were being positioned for their own fall without even realizing it. Then what happened next? They took action on that temptation. They grabbed the metaphorical baseball bat. They stepped up to the plate ready to swing. Readiness was coursing through them. This is it. They thought, I have to take action right now. I am ready to take a swing at talking about the chosen ones. They felt empowered by that dark energy, and it did not turn out well for them at all. Their expectation was hitting a home run out of the park, knocking it clear over the fence. Everybody was going to stand up and scream and cheer for them. But what actually happened? Strikeout. Complete and total strikeout. They got up there swinging and looking crazy, looking like they were playing golf instead of baseball, looking like they were playing tennis with wrong form. The whole time they were supposed to be holding a baseball bat properly, and they were swinging out there looking absolutely foolish. The crowd saw everything. The failure was complete and undeniable. It is over for them now. It is completely done. The realization did not exist before, but it definitely exists now. An ending is happening whether they want to accept it or not. The building came crashing down, so whatever operations were happening inside that building, a serious pause has to occur. A break must be taken to assess the damage. If it was a store and it got struck by lightning, boom, closing down has to happen immediately. Time to recover is desperately needed. But this person has to shut it down. Silence must happen now. No more running that mouth freely. Spiritually arrested is what happened to them. The judge has made the decision. Cuff them up. Their expectation was having a whole room laughing at their clever joke. The reality is spiritual handcuffs restraining them. And spiritually speaking, metaphorically speaking, I want you to see the vast difference between what their thinking predicted versus what actually manifested. Someone really thought laughter and applause were coming their way, but they ended up in a completely different situation. Their pride got stomped on. Their ego got destroyed publicly. It is like seeing somebody instigate a fight because they want to watch two other people fight each other. And then one of the people turns and says, "Well, why do not you fight then, if you want to see a fight so badly?" Now they are in the middle of the fight that they did not want to be in personally. Now all of a sudden, instead of watching safely from the sidelines and making other people fight, they are in the middle getting stomped on. Yeah, that did not go the way your thinking predicted. Stop being sneaky with your intentions. Stop thinking that behavior is funny or acceptable, because you end up putting yourself into a situation where you are miles and miles far from where your thinking said you would end up being. Karmic justice was not playing games with this person at all. This is not the season to put your mouth on the anointed ones. Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. This is not the season to do that kind of thing. I mean, it has always been the season not to do it, but especially now the consequences are swift. It is like instant karma operating at maximum efficiency, like a parent telling their child, "I am going to embarrass you right where you choose to act up at." Karma is operating like that right now. Right where the acting up occurred, the very second that negative statement was said, right there the choking on food is going to happen. Right there the embarrassment is going to occur in front of everyone. Right there everybody is going to look at you sideways with judgment. Right there you are getting it right back immediately. Right there you have to back up everything that you just said with your chest. What is coming for you in the time ahead as it pertains to this whole vibe? You are looking out into the horizon with clarity. Some of you may receive some information that is going to help you in making an important choice moving forward. Some of you have a big decision ahead of you. Maybe it involves moving to a new location. Maybe a project or something wants to be pushed forward into manifestation. Something new needs to start in your life, and you are taking the second step now, or moving into new phases of your journey. Step 2, or phase 2, is about to begin for you. What you are learning or seeing now, with all these different energies swirling around, is all the stuff that is about to be left behind you. All the people who are not coming with you into this next phase, and for very good reasons. Because you have separated yourself from certain energies, now you get to see the reasons why clearly. You are getting the answers and the clarity which is helping you to look off into the horizon so you can move forward confidently in that direction. Vision is getting sharper. Expansion is occurring. Expansion is occurring. Let them argue with each other about petty things. Thank the Most High for the people who speak up on your behalf because they felt genuinely led to do so. But as far as you are concerned, you have a serious mission ahead. You have to stay laser-focused on what matters. People will continue to get their instant karma as you are walking forward confidently and executing all the things that are going to make you wildly successful in whatever area you are moving towards. You are not getting distracted by their noise. You are not getting pulled into their drama and arguments. You are not wasting precious energy on people who already proved they do not deserve access to you. And here is what sits at the bottom of all this for them. Now sorry feelings exist in their heart. Now they have to go sit in their spiritual consequences. Now they have to go home alone with their thoughts. It was embarrassing in front of everybody, and now sitting with themselves must happen. No distractions exist anymore. There are no more things to provide distraction from the truth. Now facing it head-on must occur, and in facing it, here come all the feelings flooding in, the tears of regret, the shame. I should not have done that. I should not have said that. I should have just left them alone and minded my business. I must interrupt this transmission for just a moment. Are you really chosen? Prove it. It's easy to watch videos about chosen ones. It's another thing to put yourself to the test. If you're still here, that means something, but talk is cheap. Real chosen ones take action. That's why I built Destiny Engine. It generates personalized sequences that help you rewire betrayal into transcendence, turn isolation into sacred power, and transform their downfall into your rise. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed competition and scarcity, and repurposing it to serve divine justice. You put on the headphones, press play, and watch your enemies choke on the rope their own lies created. If you're done consuming and ready to prove you're chosen, start your Destiny Engine for $1 today, join the Obsidian Inner Order live checks, and watch divine justice accelerate in your life. Link in the description. Heartbreak, betrayal, and deep sorrow. That is what exists now in that individual's emotional state. This was actual betrayal on their part, not just somebody trying to tell your business casually, not just somebody wanting to make a harmless joke about you. Real backstabbing was happening, and they are finally realizing it. The realization did not exist before in their consciousness. Clarity exists now, and it is painful, like, oh, I was actually backstabbing them this whole time. And some of them might even try to rationalize it by saying, but I love them though. It is like the meaning was not malicious like that. I know I am used to making jokes, and you know it is just funny sometimes to make fun of people, but I genuinely love them. I did not mean it in a harmful way like that. But this realization is coming after people metaphorically got the baseball bats out and started asking pointed questions. Why do you keep saying things like that about them? Just leave them alone already. Stop doing that kind of thing. Then they went home feeling salty and defensive, sitting there with their thoughts racing, sitting there with their consequences weighing on them, sitting there finally realizing that their so-called love was actually hate in disguise. Their so-called jokes were actually weapons of harm. Their so-called harmless fun was actually destructive betrayal, masked as humor. The truth is hitting them hard right now in their private moments, and escape is not possible from this truth. Running from it cannot happen anymore. Sitting in it and facing it is absolutely required for any growth to occur. This was not just an isolated incident that happened and disappeared. This moment when they tried to make you the punchline and instead became the joke themselves created serious ripples. Waves of information are still spreading through various circles. People who were in that room did not just witness something awkward and immediately forget about it. Mental notes were made and filed away. Assessments were updated about who this person really is versus who they were pretending to be all along. Before this moment occurred, some people might have given them the benefit of the doubt about their character. Their thinking might have been, oh, they are just blunt and direct. They are just brutally honest. They just say what everyone else is thinking, but afraid to voice. But now those same people are looking at them completely differently. Now their thinking has shifted to, oh, they are actually just bitter about their own life. They are actually just jealous of others' success. They are actually just someone who gets their kicks from trying to tear other people down to feel better about themselves. The revelation happened in real time, in front of witnesses, and undoing it is simply not possible. What is particularly interesting is how this changes the entire social dynamic moving forward for them. Because now when this person tries to speak about anyone, not just you specifically, people are going to remember this moment vividly. They are going to remember how the joke fell completely flat, how the choking occurred right as your name was spoken, how foolish they looked trying to make someone else look bad. It is like they have been marked with an invisible brand, branded with the permanent memory of their very public failure, and that mark follows them into every room they enter from now on, every conversation they try to dominate, every single time they open their mouth to speak about someone who is not present to defend themselves. The people who witness this entire scene are not going to let them forget what happened, not through cruel and constant reminders necessarily, but through that knowing look that passes between people, that subtle energy shift that occurs when they start going down a familiar negative path. Someone might even gently redirect the conversation. Remember what happened last time you tried to talk about someone who was not here. Maybe we should change the subject to something more positive. And that is a special kind of consequence for someone who previously thrived on being able to control narratives about other people, to shape opinions through gossip, to influence how others are perceived through their commentary. That manipulative power just got stripped away from them in front of everyone who matters. While all of this dramatic fallout is happening to that individual, what is actually happening with you in your life? You are ascending to new heights. You are moving into new rooms and spaces. You are meeting new people who align with your energy. You are accessing new opportunities that were previously closed. You are building new connections that matter. You are creating new results that speak for themselves. And you are doing all of it with a completely clear conscience, because compromising your character never had to happen. Stooping to their low level never occurred. Fighting dirty or playing manipulative games was never required of you. You just stayed in your own lane consistently. You focused on your purpose intently. You trusted your divine protection completely. And you let the universe handle the rest of the drama. People are watching you closely, and mental notes are being taken constantly. How you move through the world is being observed. How you respond to success with grace is being noticed. How you handle yourself when you have every right to gloat publicly, but you choose grace instead, is being appreciated. How you could easily name names and expose people, but you choose wise discretion instead, is being recognized. How you could weaponize this entire story for maximum damage, but you choose to just keep building instead, is being deeply respected. And that measured response is making people respect you even more than before. That is making quality people want to work with you, partner with you on ventures, support you genuinely, celebrate you authentically. The attack became an effective filter for your life. It showed you clearly who needed to be removed from your inner circle. It revealed who was not really for you despite their words. It exposed who was carrying toxic energy in your direction behind your back. And now that clear identification has happened, now that full exposure has occurred, you can move forward freely without that dead weight, without that draining negativity, without that constant drain on your precious energy. You are lighter now than before. You are freer now to move. You are more focused now on what truly matters, and that newfound clarity is going to accelerate everything you are currently building toward your dreams. So, chosen one, let this entire situation be your divine confirmation. Let this be your spiritual validation. Let this be your powerful reminder that you are not out here navigating this journey alone. You are not fighting these battles in your own limited strength. You are not depending on your own ability to defend yourself adequately. You are walking with serious supernatural backing. You have divine protection operating 24/7. You carry heavenly favor everywhere you go. And anyone who tries to come against that anointing is going to learn the exact same lesson this person just learned the hard way. You cannot stop what the Most High has already started in motion. You cannot cancel who the Most High has specifically chosen. You cannot defeat who the Most High has powerfully anointed for such a time as this. The gathering happened exactly as it did. The joke was told and fell flat. The person failed publicly, the karma was delivered instantly, the protection was proven undeniably, and you just keep rising higher and higher. That is the story, that is the reality, that is your actual life right now, protected completely, favored abundantly, blessed immeasurably, and absolutely unstoppable in your lane, not because of who you are in your own strength, but because of whose you are, not because of what you have done to earn it, but because of what you are called to do, not because you are perfect and never mess up, but because you are purposed with divine intention, and that makes all the difference in how things unfold. That changes everything about your trajectory. That is why your name carries such weight in rooms. That is why people cannot just say whatever they want about you without facing consequences. That is why even when attempts are made to harm you, backfiring happens every time. That is why their attacks become their own defeat. That is why weapons formed against you do not prosper. That is why you can rest peacefully while the universe fights fiercely for you. That is why you can smile genuinely while they stress anxiously. That is why you can move forward confidently while they stay stuck bitterly. That is why you win consistently without even trying hard. So keep being genuinely happy in your life. Keep smiling that authentic smile. Keep looking at your future with real optimism. Keep spreading that positive energy everywhere you go. Keep being the sun that rises faithfully no matter what darkness tries to prevail, because that is exactly what they cannot stand about you, and exactly what you cannot stop doing. It is who you authentically are at your core. It is what you carry in your spirit. It is your divine assignment on this earth, and nobody is going to change that truth about you. Not with their petty jokes, not with their malicious gossip, not with their bitter hate, not with anything they try. You are protected by the Most High. You are covered by divine grace. You are chosen for greatness, and that is your reality.